I'm 680 News senior business editor Mike Eppel. Don't be surprised if you see more Tim Hortons, Burger Kings, and Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen locations. The parent company, Restaurant Brands International, held its investor day today, telling shareholders that they have major expansion plans for those three brands over the next decade. There are currently about 26,000 Burger Kings and Tims globally. They want to go up to 40,000 over the next decade, expanding the worldwide footprint, currently in underserved markets, overseas primarily, but also here in North America. It makes sense. In some cases, we could actually see a twinning of Tim's and Burger King locations, according to Robert Carter, an analyst with the NPD Group.
Not unexpected when you take a look at their units, over 17,000 Burger King units, over 4,000 Tim Hortons, and over 3,000 Popeyes. The ability to do a simple strategy of twinning some of those concepts could simply double the size of that unit count. There are lots of expansion opportunities, as Tim's has talked about, into China, into other markets around the world.
Now, Tim Hortons is also getting on the vegan breakfast bandwagon, as it has announced a deal with Beyond Meat, that fast-growing company, talking about plant-based protein offerings on a limited time or a trial basis. For breakfast sandwiches, for example, it might be rolled out over the course of the summer nationwide if it's a hit with consumers. Tim is also updating its breakfast offerings, and the share price of Restaurant Brands International today, all-time record high. And on Wall Street, Beyond Meat jumped another 10% to a record. That stock has tripled since its debut a few weeks back. Cost of living got more expensive last month. The overall headline inflation rate for Canada now at 2%. The reason? Well, Stats Canada says a lot of that had to do with the cost of gas going up in provinces that previously didn't have a carbon tax. And that raised the price for gas by 12% on a year-over-year basis. It's up 25% since the start of the year. Stats Canada figuring this will taper off a little bit in the second half. Nevertheless, all the numbers in line with the Bank of Canada's estimates, and nothing that would change interest rate policy for our central bank. It is still the early days for the pot companies. We sometimes forget how actually recent it's been that cannabis has been legalized. We're still in the early stages for earnings for some of these, and they're still all pretty much money losers. Aurora Cannabis out of Edmonton today reported earnings and saw red ink for the latest quarter. Big jump in overall sales, however, and this has been the overall trend where revenues are up substantially year over year. Another one is BC-based Tilray, which saw a more than 170% increase in sales overall, but again, a money-losing quarter. Both share prices down on Bay Street and Wall Street in today's trade. From the 680 newsroom, I'm Mike Eppel for City News.